Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tic Tac Taiko. On this channel, you'll find a lot of videos on improvisation, but I realize there are a lot of Taiko players who are not comfortable with improv, who maybe even find it intimidating, as well as Taiko players who are just getting their feet wet when it comes to soloing. So this week, I've designed a drill that helps bridge the gap. It should come as no surprise to anyone that I love improv. I love it as a tool, as a skill, as an art form. I love it in things like music and dance and comedy, and of course in Taiko. It's a specialty of mine, both in performing and in workshops that I teach. Yeah, okay. But what good does it do to have a lot of videos on improv here on this channel if a large number of Taiko players aren't able to access it? So this week, we've got a video that starts at a difficulty of 0 on a scale of 1 to 10 to help bridge that gap. And all you need is a metronome, although Bachi will come in handy. And don't forget, if you like what you're seeing, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button. In fact, hit all the buttons, but not the thumbs down button. Don't hit that one. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear the metronome, but I've got it set at a moderate 60 beats per minute. Generally on the slower side for a lot of Taiko things, but for this drill, we're going to keep it there the entire time. I want you to think of the metronome as a 4-count beat. Each downbeat that you hear is the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so on. You're going to be playing notes in between the downbeats on the 2, the 3, and or the 4. You have 4 patterns to choose from, and they're very simple. The first one is the upbeat, or the 3. The next is the 2 and 3. Then you have the 3 and 4. And finally, the 2, 3, 4. And now that we have our building blocks, let's go to level 1 of the drill. For level 1 of this week's drill, you're going to be playing the upbeat as a default. And you're going to play that over and over and over until you decide to pick one of the other 3 patterns, or until you get bored, whichever comes first. You're going to drop that pattern in once, just once, and then go back to the upbeats. And you're going to keep on doing upbeats until you feel like dropping another pattern. And it could be the same or a different pattern this time. Just keep doing that over and over. It might sound like this. As with all drills, I'm going to do a shorter version for sake of brevity, but you should be playing much longer until you feel very comfortable. If you feel comfortable early on, great, you can move on to level 2. But if you're still struggling a little bit, which is fine, stay here. No pressure to move on to level 2. There are 3 things I need to point out about level 1. First, sticking doesn't matter, and it will not matter for the entire drill, all the way through level 6. 2, there's no count, there's no meter. You're just playing a sequence of patterns and dropping one that you want here and dropping one that you want there. You're not counting to 6 or 4 or 8 or anything at this point. And the third point is actually really important. There is no pressure in level 1. You choose what pattern to play and when you want to play it. You can see when you might want to drop it, and if you're not ready, you wait, and then the next opportunity shows up and you put it where you want. You shouldn't be feeling pressure, and you probably aren't. But it's still good to be aware that you're not feeling pressure. If you are feeling pressure, stay here for a while and then you can move on. In level 2, we're going to have a count. You're going to count 8 downbeats, 8 counts of 4 to make a musical phrase. And the only real difference in what you played in level 1 and level 2 is you might add a few more of those inserted patterns to make it sound a little more musical, but don't do too much. Let me show you what I mean. And remember, I'm doing a shorter version. When you do this, you want to continue for a lot longer. Get really comfortable and just own that 8 count. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You're just thinking in chunks of 8 at this point. We're going to spend a little bit of time in level 3. There's a lot of really good stuff here, and the difficulty starts to creep up as well. We just played chunks of 8. Now we're going to play in chunks of 4. Whatever pattern you start with, you're going to play 4 times in a row. The next 4, you're going to play a completely different pattern. And the next 4 after that, a completely different pattern. It can be the same as you did the first time, as long as it's not the one you just played. Let me show you what I mean. Pretty simple, right? Pick 4, pick another 4, pick another 4, and so on. Now we have a variation of level 3. Instead of 4, we're cutting that in half to 2. Same idea. 2 patterns in a row each time. And it might sound like this. And another variation takes us from 2 down to 1. This one gets a little trickier. You might start feeling the pressure. You may have felt it on the 2. But if you have trouble, if this is stressing you out and you're stumbling, slow the tempo down. You really want to be comfortable with all of level 3 and its variations before moving up to level 4. You don't have to master it, but if you're struggling on that last one where you're changing each time, stay here for a while. The drill's not going anywhere, and better to be comfortable and move up with confidence than to struggle and then keep struggling and feeling like you're just not getting it. In some ways, level 4 is actually easier than level 3. But I feel like level 3 is necessary to get benefits from level 4 and not have to worry so much. We're going back to a 4 count phrase, 4 counts of 4. And this time you can play anything you want, whether it repeats or not. But kind of like we did in level 2, you're now thinking in chunks of 4, making it a little more musical to you. Don't forget, I'm only playing this for a short time. You should be playing it longer, getting comfortable before moving to the next level. All right, level 5. After this, one more to go. You're going to do pretty much what you just did in level 4, except you're now going to play on the downbeat. You're going to add the 1 into every count of 4. As a reminder, and what you probably just noticed, sticking doesn't count. The last thing I want you to worry about is what hand should be playing what note. Nope, just let the patterns come out. Congratulations, you made it to the end, level 6. Level 6 is all about freedom. You get to choose which patterns you want to put in, when you want to put them in. You can choose whether or not to play on the downbeat, and you can change that at will. Maybe this time you do and this time you don't. You can pick whatever tempo you want. You can have a count at whatever number you want or no count at all. I'm going to do 3 different demos at increasingly faster tempos. Each new demo is going to add something that the previous ones did not have, just to show you what you can do. Over the course of those 3 demos, I added a lot of things. I added dynamics, different strokes, different tones, and by no means do I expect any of you to take the basic foundations that we learned in this week's drill and get to the point that I ended at the demo. That's not the point at all. I'm simply showing you that when you're comfortable with improv, you can take something as simple as what we did this week and elevate it to a much, much higher level. And even though I gave you 6 different levels, there's no reason why you can't make level 7, 8, 12, 24. You can take this drill and make it work for you. The whole point is to get comfortable with improv, understand the power of improv, and even look forward to it in your future solos. I like making videos like this that help address the needs of my audience, all of you. And I find out those needs from interaction and feedback. If you want more beginning level drills, let me know. If you want more improv, let me know. If you want more beginning level improv, let me know. I'm starting to hear more and more feedback from people, and it's helping guide me into what I want to do next. So I hope to hear from more of you. And until next time, keep on improvising and be well.